Myself, I'm Bram Lillard. I'm one of the research directors here at IDA's Systems and Analysis Center. She gave away one of my lines, which I'll talk about in just a minute, about our very exciting news to realign our research program. But before I do that, I wanted to just acknowledge the primary sponsors for DataWorks as well. So you heard from the Director of Operational Test and Evaluation yesterday, the DOT&E. DOT&E, along with NASA and the American Statistical Association with IDA, partner to actually pull this amazing event off each year. It is our 9th year, and it's really fantastic. It's also the 3rd year that we've done a hybrid format, which is, I guess, the norm now in a post-COVID world. So many thanks to our logistics team again for pulling that off. It's not easy to do that. DataWorks is very near and dear to my heart. It's a very special kind of workshop, I think, and for those of you, this is your first DataWorks, I want you to recognize the unique nature of why we do this. It's an outgrowth of the collaboration between IDA, DOT&E, NASA, and ASA that is very disciplinary in nature. And that's what enables us to do the amazing analytical work for our sponsors, both in the DoD as well as the aerospace communities. It's really a forum that strikes a balance between being overly specific and maybe too bespoke, to ensure that the practical applications are tackled and that we actually develop methodologies that are relevant to a wide variety of different problems in our respective communities. It is critically important that you all continue to talk to each other after this. We need to continue to collaborate. This is why we do these events. And I want to just highlight the role of the ASA, the American Statistical Association. Many of you who are students are here, and your participation is a key part of DataWorks, and we want you to get involved and get engaged. And thank you all, for those of you at the military academies, for participating in this. ASA helps integrate our academia and the DoD and aerospace communities together. And in addition to that, I'm pleased that we could have such a wide spectrum of attendees here, everyone from government, academia, industry, national labs, and the FFRDCs in New York. So thank you all for being here. Two other quick plugs. Let's see. Last year, for the first time, the International T&E Association, or ITEA, they published a special edition specifically for DataWorks. And we're going to do it again this coming fall. So last year, we had about 12 of the presenters in last year's DataWorks publish their work in the ITEA journal, and we're going to do it again this year. So if you gave a presentation this year, I would highly encourage you to submit a journal article and continue that collaborative effort through that mechanism. The other thing I want you to do is when you go back this evening, check out testscience.org. Testscience.org. That is a repository that IDA maintains that has a tremendous amount of educational content for those of you who are new in your career and new to the analytical community and DoD and aerospace communities. A lot of web-based tools for calculating statistical measures and so on, planning tests and those kinds of activities, as well as papers and videos for training. So testscience.org, check it out. So before I introduce this morning's speaker, I wanted to take a minute to tell you about something very exciting that's happening at IDA. This week actually coincides with the largest realignment of IDA's research portfolio in the last several decades. We're standing up a brand new division called the Science, Systems, and Sustainment Division. It is going to focus on the entire life cycle of weapon systems, everything from early S&T through early prototyping and weapons concept development, through test and evaluation, early developmental test and evaluation, and through the sustainment and readiness evaluations that are necessary to continue operating those systems well after they are fielded and deployed. We're going to refer to this new division as S3D, affectionately, and it will comprise of staff from our Systems Evaluation Division, our Science and Technology Division, and portions of our Operational Evaluation Division. So normally when people talk about reorgs, it's a fairly boring topic unless you're actually involved in the reorg. But I wanted to mention it to all of you because it is extremely relevant to DataWorks. I think this is a means to emphasize how our community of practice is evolving and how we need to avoid the stovepipes that exist in the systems that we help analyze. As you heard yesterday from Dr. Schmidt, the director of DOT&E, for years now, we have focused on trying to shift left. And this is a practical way that IDA is doing that. But in addition to shifting left, we need to look right, because the application of analytical methods to the sustainment of the weapon systems is often a neglected area. The shift left mentality is capturing the need to infuse our research and development and technology maturation efforts with earlier and more robust data and analyses, but also involving our test community much earlier and determine when we can reuse data. We need to expand the use of modeling simulation in our more digital world for model-based system design and evolve our understanding and insight into systems capability so that discovery occurs earlier in the development cycle. I think that one of the themes that we always talk about here at DataWorks is data analysis, data management, and our increasing capabilities of developing methods to analyze complex data sets. And that need, as analysts, is ubiquitous across the system's life cycle. As we develop new evaluations methods for AI, we're going to need to tackle important topics like data poisoning, adversarial machine learning, human-machine trust, new evaluation frameworks for ethical use of AI, and that applies not just to the early part of the development of a system, but also in how we sustain it. And I think that Missy this morning will talk a little bit about that as well. We have the capability to do, as we do earlier in experimentation and prototype evaluation, we need to take the methods that we talk about in DT and OT here at DataWorks, like design of experiments and some of the more traditional test planning methods, and infuse that in our early experimentation as well. And then evolve that into incorporating sequential methods, some of the talks that you all gave at this presentation, at this conference this week. So IDA's initiative to evolve our research portfolio is actually emblematic of how we will evolve as an analytical community. In many ways, DataWorks, you all, have been at the forefront of examining and advancing new methods across the weapon systems, research and development, DT, OT, and sustainment communities. So as I foot stomp IDA's reorg, it's an opportunity to remind us all as analysts to infuse our practice with each of the communities that you go back to. You need to champion the methods and explain their importance to your leadership wherever you are in that system's life cycle. Articulate what that extra effort is worth, why we need to take the extra time to do the harder analysis, so that the entire life cycle of weapon system development, technology maturation, early technical evaluation, and modeling and simulation, as well as analytics and readiness and sustainment, is enhanced. So next year, as we look forward to another year of DataWorks, I want you to reach out to the folks across the aisle, maybe just outside of your immediate cubicle, and pull in the folks that might work on the kinds of projects to the left and to the right of where you are in helping the systems in development. So with that, I'd like to introduce this morning's keynote speaker, Dr. Missy Cummings. She is well regarded in many different communities. A little bit of her bio: she received her bachelor's in mathematics from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1988, her master's in space systems engineering from the Naval Postgraduate School, and her PhD in systems engineering from the University of Virginia. She was a naval officer, a military pilot for many years, and she is one of the United States Navy's first female fighter pilots. For those of you, I've actually checked out her book. It's a fantastic read, so if you would like to get a feel of her experience from those years, I recommend it to you. She's held multiple academic positions: assistant professor at Virginia Tech, associate professor at MIT, and full professor at Duke University. She's an American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics fellow, and recently served as the senior safety advisor to the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. Arguably, she is most well known for her time there. She has been at the forefront of a very public examination and debate over the capabilities and safety issues surrounding self-driving cars, and many of you may be aware of her opinions and analyses on that topic. She has published multiple papers on that particular topic, examining the data independently and ensuring an objective and unbiased assessment in the midst of, I would say, a lot of hype about those particular capabilities in our society, with a focus primarily on autonomous vehicles, but more broadly on those capabilities across many systems. She is currently a professor at the George Mason University College of Engineering and Computing, and just last week, Missy celebrated the grand opening of the Mason Autonomy and Robotics Center, or MARC, for which she is the director. The new center is an innovative and educational initiative that enables interdisciplinary approach to developing new robotics and AI capabilities. What's exciting is that students, faculty members, and sponsors will work together and integrate computer science, electrical and mechanical engineering, systems engineering, psychology, philosophy, and policy education and research. So it's really a tremendous new capability at George Mason. And additionally, she recently spearheaded the development of a graduate certificate program in responsible AI, something that we all could take advantage of. Her research interests include the application of artificial intelligence in safety-critical systems, assured autonomy, human systems engineering, and ethical and social impact of technology. I am very pleased to have Missy join us. It is an opportunity for us to hear her balance and healthy skepticism of AI. In my mind, she exemplifies our community to be objective and unbiased in our evaluations, to question extraordinary claims until proven by robust testing and adequate data, and to help advance the capabilities that our society desperately needs, but with a mind towards ensuring human users' safety and responsible use.